Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to Who'd Win and Why. And this time we got a battle that I'm really excited to do. We got Batman going up against Black Panther. Now, both of these characters are really good martial artists, they're both really intelligent, and they both look really good in black. But who would best the other in a one-on-one battle to the death? Well, I'm here to give my opinions on the matter. So, who'd win and why? Let's find out. So first I'm going to talk about Batman. Now this is actually comic book Batman's 6th time being on the show, and that's a lot of time, so I'm not going to go over him too much in detail this time around. And even if this is your first time on Who'd Win and Why, I'm sure you already know a lot about Batman anyway, I don't need to go too much in detail. So yeah, I'm going to try to be more brief with him this time around. So Batman has pushed himself to the absolute limits of the human body. He can bench press 1,000 pounds, leg press 2,500 pounds, and he can run faster than and push himself harder than even the best human athletes in the world. And that's very impressive for regular human standards. And not only did he push himself far physically, but also mentally. Because not only does he have 12 different master degrees, but he's also mastered strategy, stealth, escape artistry, marksmanship, and every single martial art on the planet, known to man, essentially. So that makes him a very versatile fighter, and it allows him to go toe-to-toe with even the best masters of combat in the DC universe, including Deathstroke, Ra's al Ghul, and many, many more. And when it comes to the Batsuit, Batman's Batsuit is extremely durable, able to take a lot of punishment, including heavy blows, knives, gunfire, and a lot of other different types of weapons. Now, Batman's suit is not indestructible, I'm pretty sure that's pretty obvious, but it can take a lot of punishment, and it does allow Batman to keep fighting for much longer than a regular person should be able to. And also he has a cape, which, can be used as a glider, and he has in his cowl infrared and night vision systems. However, he's arguably most known for his utility belt. Now, Batman has had a lot of gadgets in his utility belt over the years, and he obviously doesn't carry all of them at once because, the utility belt only has limited space, and if he did carry all of them, that the list would just be way too long and he wouldn't be able to fit all of them. So I'm just going to go over the stuff that he uses most often, the ones that, he's most known for using, and maybe some of my personal favorites, or at least I'm gonna try. So let's see how many I can name off. So he has the Batarang, and he has different types of Batarangs, like the regular Shuriken, but also, Batarangs that electric shock you, Batarangs that act like a knockout dart, Batarangs that explode, a lot of different types of Batarangs, and he also has a lot of different types of pellets, including gas pellets, smoke pellets, freeze pellets, exploding pellets, and he just also has regular explosives and grenades. He also has a grapple gun, which can get him to high places very quickly. He also has a gas mask, which can protect him from his own tear gas that he can produce, as well as other enemies' forms of gas. And he also has a bolas, a chunk of kryptonite, which can fend off against Superman and other Kryptonians. Okay, well, sometimes it's a chunk of kryptonite, sometimes it's a kryptonite ring. It just varies from time to time. He also has explosive gel and different types of tracers. He even has a transponder, which allows him to summon bats to his area. And that's just very cool. It's not something that he carries around all the time, but I just think that's so cool, I really wanted to mention it. So yeah, those are some of the main gadgets that Batman uses, and that makes him a very versatile fighter, not just with the amount of fighting skills that he knows, the amount of fighting styles that he knows, I guess I should say, but also just with the amount of gadgets that he has, because I know if anyone knows Batman, he has a lot of gadgets. So when it comes to his experience, Batman has more than earned his spot on the Justice League. Not only does he fight alongside the Justice League, fighting characters that are way out of his league, but he's also fought and defeated the entire Justice League all on his own, just from using strategy, and he is just a regular person, so that's very impressive. However, it is worth noting that he does use strategy, a lot of strategy, and prep time, fighting characters that are way out of his league. His more impressive feats come from strategy. Now, he does strategize on the fly. He is a master tactician, that is what he's known for, but he's also known for using a lot of prep time and a lot of overanalyzing when he's going up against someone that's just way out of his league, because if he doesn't strategize, he might get killed. But the point is, make no mistake, this guy is still a beast on the battlefield. He may just be a regular human, but he might just be the best human that a human could possibly be. And trust me, I don't want to be stepping into the ring with the best human anytime soon. Alright, so now I've talked about Batman, now let's move on to Black Panther. Now originally T'Challa, that's the Black Panther's real name, originally he just did have peak physical condition capabilities, meaning he had peak physical strength, speed, agility, all that good stuff, but after he got power enhancements from a literal goddess, he now has some degree of superhuman abilities, which I'll go over right now. So when it comes to his strength, he can lift up to 2 tons, and that's actually a lot when you really think about it, at least for regular human standards, because, 2 tons is 4,000 pounds, and a regular cop car weighs some 3,000 pounds, meaning that Black Panther doesn't even have to use maximum effort in order to fully lift the car. He just needs to get a good grip on it. And that is crazy. That's honestly ridiculous when you really think about it. And when it comes to his speed, he's able to run up to 40 miles per hour, which is also ridiculous. You know, the fastest 100-meter dash record is Usain Bolt's 28 miles per hour, and that's short distance. And who knows how long Black Panther can keep up a speed that's 12 mph above the best in the world. That's just ridiculous to think about. Definitely something that a regular person should not be able to realistically do. And when it comes to his stamina, his body produces much less fatigue toxins than a regular person, meaning he's able to push himself harder than a regular person should be able to. And he also has a healing factor, which just furthers that. It allows him to keep fighting. It can heal wounds very quickly. And he even has superhuman senses, which allow him to see in the dark and can, it obviously improves his hunting and tracking skills, because he is a master hunter and tracker. But he is also very intelligent. Not only does he have multiple degrees, but he's also a master hunter, tracker, he's a master of stealth, strategy, and every form of armed and unarmed combat in the world. So that's very impressive. And he's even a master of some forms that are unknown to the rest of the world, meaning it doesn't matter who he's fighting, Black Panther will always have some tricks up his sleeve that his enemies will not be expecting. When it comes to his suit is made out of vibranium, which actually makes a lot of sense considering that if you want to find vibranium, go to Wakanda, his own country. And yeah, vibranium is very durable. It's not the most durable thing in the Marvel universe, but it is definitely one of them. It is definitely high up there. It's vibration absorbent, meaning it can absorb impact as it's being hit. So it is very hard to break. In fact, I think in one of the this isn't part of comics, but in one of I think it's Ultimate Avengers or something, they said that really the only thing that can penetrate it is more vibranium or something more durable than that. But you guys get the picture. So yeah, his suit is very durable, and his claws are made out of Antarctic vibranium, which is almost like an anti-metal, which allows him to cut through or claw through nearly anything, really. And yeah, so that's basically what his suit is about. He has a very durable suit and very powerful claws. And when it comes to his other things that he has, his suit even has a cloaking device which allows him to turn completely invisible. That's actually something I didn't know before, and before I started researching and looking at research, and that's pretty crazy in my opinion. And it definitely adds to his stealth skills as well, because he is a master of stealth. When it comes to the rest of his versatility, he doesn't generally, he has carried around a lot of other different weapons in the past and other gadgets, but while he might carry an ebony blade sometimes, we all know that in a regular standard fight, he generally goes in empty-handed, except for the claws in the suit. He does sometimes carry around vibranium energy daggers, which are very powerful because they are vibranium. They are powerful as an offensive weapon, just as they are as a defensive thing. I shouldn't say weapon, because it's a suit, but you guys get what I'm saying. So he's not all that versatile in terms of how much he carries with him, but he is still a beast on the battlefield, and definitely not someone you want to mess with. And when it comes to his experience, he has bested some of the best masters of combat in the Marvel Universe. In fact, he generally beats Captain America whenever they're training, and whenever Captain America does seem to get the upper hand on Black Panther, Captain America realizes that something must be bothering Black Panther because he's not fighting at his best. So if you're able to take down Captain America nearly every time you two fight, that's very impressive. You're definitely high up there in terms of the greatest martial artists in the world. The main weaknesses for Black Panther, he doesn't really have that many weaknesses. I mean, he's overall a very well-rounded character, but he's not that great in terms of physical capabilities or versatility, which means that if someone who can lift 1,000,000 tons, or I guess 100 tons, a number of tons that's way higher than what Black Panther can do, or if someone has a lot of gadgets or a lot of abilities, Black Panther can be overwhelmed and caught off guard. However, Black Panther is still a force to be reckoned with. He might be comparable to a regular person, but he's still ridiculous. Like I said, he's very well-rounded and can do things that a regular person should not be able to do, and he's definitely not the warrior that you want to mess with in a one-on-one battle to the death. Okay, so now I've gone over these two characters. Now it's time for me to decide who would win in a fight. But before I say who I think would win, or because it is just my opinion who I think would win, before I say that, let me tell you the two categories that I feel that these two characters are nearly dead even on. And that is fighting skill and intelligence. Now, one person might say, oh, Black Panther should get the fighting skill advantage because he knows some unknown martial arts. And someone might say Batman should get the intelligence advantage because he has more degrees. But even if you want to dig deep and figure out who should actually have the advantage, advantages in those, you know, I feel that they wouldn't really make that much of a difference in a fight. There's no huge gap between those two categories. It won't make that much of a difference. However, when you look at the advantages that would make a difference in the fight, I honestly believe that Black Panther would win this fight. And if you believe Batman will win this fight, that's absolutely fine. This is my opinion, and you have your opinions. You know, you can tell me why you believe Batman will win or Black Panther would win in the comments below if you want to. But first, let me just explain why I feel Black Panther would win. So, like I said, you know, Black Panther does seem to have the physical capabilities past that of a regular person. I'm going to go more in detail on that in just a second. But, you know, if we were looking at Black Panther before he got his power enhancements, then Batman and Black Panther would pretty much be dead even because they both be at peak physical condition. However, after Black Panther got his power enhancements, it's pretty clear that Black Panther has the advantages. First, let's look at strength. Black Panther can lift up to 2 tons, which is 4,000 pounds, whereas Batman can only bench press 1,000 pounds. Now, I know that bench pressing and lifting weights are not the exact same thing, but just looking at those two numbers, it's pretty clear that that there's a big difference in terms of strength capabilities between the two characters. And when it comes to speed, like I said, why do I keep saying Batman? I mean Black Panther. Black Panther can run up to 40 miles per hour, which is actually ridiculous. Like, if I could run up to 40 miles per hour, that means in 1 second, I could roughly cover 60 feet. 1 second, 60 feet. That is ridiculous. How does a person actually do that? And, you know, like I said, that's 12 mph above the fastest 100-meter dash speed in the world, 28 miles per hour. If I was trying to pin Batman somewhere in terms of speed, I might put him a bit higher because, like I said, he is better than even the best physically fit humans in the world. So I might put him around 30 miles per hour. Maybe that's a bit generous, but regardless, that's still, like, you know, 10 mph below Black Panther's. And just another thing to say about speed, we seem to see Black Panther use his speed and agility a lot more often in combat than we see Batman do. Now, don't get me wrong, we've seen Batman use his agility very well in battle, but he generally only uses it when he's fighting someone who's physically out of his league, like Bane or Man-Bat or Clayface or Killer Croc, you know, characters like those. Then we see him flipping around, you know, trying to use his gadgets to the best of his ability. But with Black Panther, we see him using his gadgets why am I messing up so much? We see him using his speed and agility nearly every time he fights. And, you know, he's always doing it, you know, like just flipping around them or just like running around them. And, you know, he is very fast. We can tell. He seems to use it a lot more often and a lot more effectively in battle than we've seen Batman do it. And the same can be said for his stamina. Like, I mean, Black Panther's body already produces less fatigue toxins than Batman does, so that gives him a huge advantage, not to mention his healing factor. But every time we see Black Panther fight, we basically see him putting 110% effort in the battle from start to finish. There are rarely any times where we actually see him huffing and puffing and, you know, needing to take a break. Whereas with Batman, it doesn't happen a lot of times, but again, if he's fighting someone who's just so physically beyond him, you know, he might start actually, you know, tiring out. It does happen, and with Black Panther, at the very least, it doesn't happen as often. And also, I have to give Black Panther a slight edge in stealth, simply because, you know, he can literally turn invisible, and, you know, it might not always be nighttime when these two fight, so Batman might not always be able to blend into the shadows. And also, I feel that Black Panther's enhanced senses would have a better chance of finding Batman out, you know, like finding out where he is. Maybe not a great chance, since Superman's super hearing couldn't even hear him walking around, but my point is, I feel he would have a better chance than a regular person in terms of finding Batman out and, you know, figuring out where he is. So I'd have to give a slight advantage in terms of stealth to Black Panther. But it's clear that in the physical advantages, Black Panther simply has the edges. Now, there is one more advantage that I feel Black Panther has, and I will go over that in just a second. In fact, this is the main advantage that seals the deal for me as to why I feel Black Panther would win in a fight, because I feel that the physical advantages, while they are advantages, I feel that Batman might be able to deal with them. But before I talk about the big advantage that Black Panther has, let me talk to you about the main advantage that Batman has, which is versatility. I'm sure you guys saw this coming. Black Panther, like I said, he has carried around some different weapons before, but generally he goes in empty-handed, without including his suit and his claws and maybe some vibranium energy daggers. But with Batman, as I said, he's carried a ton of gadgets, and he carries a ton of gadgets, like batarangs, pellets, you know, different types of gas, and, you know, just a lot of different types of weapons. So definitely Batman has the advantages in terms of versatility. versatility. And, both of them are versatile fighters, but again, just because of the gadgets, he's just more equipped, he just has a lot more going for him in terms of that category. However, that category basically doesn't mean anything in this fight because of Black Panther's insane durability advantage. This is the main thing that I feel gives Black Panther the edge in this fight. I mean, let me go over what his suit is made out of again. This suit is made out of vibranium, which is one of the strongest metals in the Marvel Universe. Now, just to clear up some things, Captain America's shield is not made out of vibranium. Okay, well, it is made out of vibranium, but that's not the only thing it's made out of. The vibranium mixed with steel and an unknown third metal makes up Captain America's shield, which is actually proto-adamantium. The main reason why you may think that it's just made out of vibranium is because, when it comes to the Marvel movie rights, Fox owns adamantium. Marvel can't really use that. So in the movies, Captain America's shield is made out of solely vibranium, whereas in the comics, it's made out of proto-adamantium, but they can't use the term adamantium. And proto-adamantium is the strongest form of adamantium, and it's also the OG adamantium. So yeah, vibranium is still durable, and it focuses more on being vibration absorbent, which is where Captain America's shield gets that property from. So it's not completely indestructible, but from Batman's perspective, it might as well be indestructible, because based on the things that he generally carries around with him, I personally don't think there is any way for Batman to be able to break through that suit. Like I said, that suit is made out of vibranium, one of the strongest metals in the Marvel Universe. Like, it's not as strong as adamantium, as I've said, as strong as any form of adamantium, because there are multiple forms, and none of those are even indestructible anyway. But the point is, it's still very durable, and I just don't believe Batman would be able to break through it. And, that means that the only way Batman would be able to kill Black Panther now is by tiring him out to death. And I find that highly unlikely. Not just because that's very hard to do to anyone, but also because Black Panther has a healing factor. His stamina is much higher than that of Batman's. And I feel if anyone's going to tire someone out to the death, Black Panther's going to tire out Batman first. So yeah, I just find it very unlikely for Batman to do that too. So at this point, I really don't see many likely options for Batman to be able to kill Black Panther. And long story short, I just feel he won't be able to get to overpower Black Panther's durability. Now, on the flip side of the coin, can a Black Panther break through Batman's suit? And personally, I feel that he definitely can because of what his claws are made out of. Remember, his claws are made out of Antarctic vibranium. And if any of you have seen the Death Battle Wolverine vs. Raiden, you might have remembered that the Antarctic vibranium, it specializes in weakening a target's molecular bonds, which can break through any metal, including adamantium. And if it can break through adamantium, you can use Batman's most durable suit if you want, but I personally don't really think he has a suit that can resist, molecular bond reckoning. You guys get what I'm trying to say. I just feel that, we are trying to use a standard suit, and that's definitely not indestructible. It's definitely less durable than vibranium, definitely. But, just the fact that he has claws that can weaken a target's molecular bonds, I really don't see his suit standing up very well against that. I feel that, and because Black Panther has the speed advantage, it wouldn't really take that much effort for Black Panther to be able to catch up to him and claw right through the suit. So overall, both of these characters are very skilled. They both know a lot of different martial arts. They're both very intelligent, and compared to a regular person, they have a lot of strength and speed. But in a fight like this, you really have to look at what advantages count. And in this kind of fight, it's really, can one's power, or can one's, strength or whatever, overpower someone's durability? And even though Batman has the curb-stomping versatility edge, I just feel that it's completely useless, because nothing that he has is going to be able to break through Black Panther's suit. From Batman's perspective, Black Panther is in an indestructible shell. He can't really do anything to the man underneath. And on the flip side of the coin, we have Black Panther, who has his claws, the molecular weakening claws that I just feel would be able to break through Batman's suit very easily. And as soon as he exposes the man underneath, Bruce Wayne underneath, I feel it wouldn't take long for T'Challa to be able to just claw him up into shreds. So, in my opinion, the winner is the Black Panther. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I personally enjoyed this episode a lot. This is a matchup that I've actually wanted to do for a very long time. I do really like the characters because, they are pretty similar. They are both very well skilled in terms of intelligence and fighting. And they are both physically very, very good. So yeah, this is a fight that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this video, please give this video a like. Comment down below what you thought of it. If you feel Batman will win, tell me why. Because, do do you think that Batman would be able to break through the suit? If you do, tell me why in the comments below. And if you could subscribe to my channel, guys, that'd be so great. That would really help my channel out. I make these Who'd Win Whys as often as I possibly can. However, school is starting up pretty soon, and hopefully that won't affect it too much. But yeah, so yeah, this is what I do, opinionated versus videos. And if you guys, have your own opinions, feel free to leave it in the comments below, because I'm not trying to say that I'm absolutely right. In fact, there are some Who'd Win Whys that might be completely wrong. But, that's what I do here, and I also make reactions to Death Battle and stuff like that, at least whenever I can, and yeah, so that's basically what I do here. But honestly, your view is plenty of contribution anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and again, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I know that I did, and next time on Who'd Win and Why, we got Poison Ivy going up against Killer Frost. See you all then.